Well, we finally found a furniture store that's bigger than IKEA. Hello there everybody, Jordan back again with another review, and this is going to be for the 2026 film Backrooms, and this is directed by Kane Parsons and stars Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renate Reinsve. Hope I'm saying that correctly. A strange doorway appears in the basement of a furniture showroom. Now, I've got to be honest, guys, I've got no history with the Backrooms short films that Kane Parsons has directed on YouTube. I'm familiar with the story. He started directing these things after a little Twitter feed image or something that everyone was speculating on, something like that, and he's made a few short films out of it and created this kind of little mini universe of his, and it's picked up and he's gained over 3 million subscribers. So it's another YouTuber doing a horror film, which I'm all for. I'm glad to see these people break into Hollywood in many different ways by using the platform of YouTube and showing off their abilities, and I've enjoyed most of these horror movies that have come from YouTubers. But I'm going to be honest, guys, the trailer, I'm not sure it was doing many things for me. That's the only thing I'd seen going into this movie. I thought it looked interesting enough, but I did have a feeling that this film wasn't going to be for me. So let's get into it. I'm going to be honest, guys, the whole set design of these back rooms was great and very creepy and mysterious. Like, we're just seeing chairs buried in the floor, or these other little doorways, whether they're big or small, these long corridors that go into little mini cupboards and just big gigantic rooms. It was a mismatch of an interior design, put it that way. But I gotta say, it was all interesting to look at all the time, and I was just thinking constantly, what does this mean and why is that there? But this director, who's only 20 years old, yes, 20 years old, makes this movie and this set come alive with the way he uses the camera. He has big wide angle shots. He follows characters around into corridors and rooms, but it's the way he sort of uses this camera and makes it feel alive. He makes this set feel like an absolute labyrinth, and that was a must for this movie, I think, because that's the whole point of this film. The Backrooms are meant to feel like they go on and on, but the way I was following characters, I felt like saying, oh, you're going a little bit too far into this place. Is he going to find his way back? Because I was getting lost going around the damn thing. Kane Parsons makes it feel like a complete maze. So it's not just the set design that's great here. It's Kane Parsons taking that and elevating it, really. But I gotta say, this film is so full of mystery and intrigue. I was constantly wanting to know why these back rooms are here, what it all meant. Why is the entrance of this back room at the bottom of this furniture store just randomly in the middle of nowhere there? What are these characters going to find? I was always invested. I didn't want to leave my seat. I didn't want to go anywhere. I was locked in, and Kane Parsons dangles the carrot in front of the audience for, until the sort of reveal to the third act brilliantly, because you are constantly having scenarios and outcomes running through your mind as this movie goes on. I gotta say, there's some creepy moments here as well. Another thing handled very well by Kane Parsons, where he will just show you something, a little millisecond there, and you know something is behind this door, or when a character walks around the next section really of this corridor. It kind of gets under your skin a little bit there. I wouldn't say it's a scary movie or anything, but at times I'm just like, oh, what the hell was that? He just, again, dangling the carrot with the creepiness. And when the creepiness sort of hits, and I wouldn't say they're exactly jump scares, they're just moments of sinisterism. You're like, holy shit, what does that mean? Why has this happened to this character? And what is that thing doing down there? Like I said, it just feels more dangerous the deeper you get into these back rooms. Like I said before, I just didn't want characters to go too far. But I also did, on the other hand, because the intrigue is too much. You're like, where is going to be next? The deeper they go, what are they going to find? I really like the main characters in this movie. Clark, who is our main protagonist, really, he's kind of down on his luck. He's just stuck in a rut. He's living in the furniture store, for God's sake. But he finally finds a new purpose in life with these back rooms. It's sort of giving him a lift, and he is our vessel into this place searching what's in there and everything, and you just follow him around. You're kind of becoming attached to that character because you want to find out what's going on, but you also want him to sort of get better in life because he's down on his luck a little bit there, and he's a very likable character and a very well acted character as well. And I really liked our side character Renette Ransby as well, who she's kind of like this therapist to Clark, but she sort of uses other people's trauma and stuff to certainly help herself. It's kind of like a double-edged therapy session where she's listening to these characters and the pain they've gone through, but she's sort of reminding herself about their childhood and the trauma she went through as well. And we do see little snippets of that here and there. So I thought that was just a clever way of doing a therapist type character. Now, I do have a mixed aspect here with the found footage choices in this movie. At times, characters will go and film these back rooms and they will sort of use a camera, and we switch to the found footage formula. Like I said before, some of the creepy scenes are really done well. But when it comes to found footage, I've got to just suspend my disbelief a little bit sometimes when characters are picking up cameras when they are in the most terrifying situations or they're being chased. That'd be the last thing on my mind. So you've got to draw the fine line with found footage. It's got to be believable. And I don't think this movie did that. There are characters in some terrifying situations in the back rooms, and the first thing they want to do is pick up the camera. And it felt like they were just doing it so Kane Parsons could direct this movie or this segment in found footage. But he had the choice there to just switch back to his default mode, and he never. And once all the shit started to hit the fan in a certain moment in this movie, I think that's what he should have done there, really, instead of reverting to the found footage and having cameras being filmed by the characters, using the camera to film all these terrifying scenes. It just didn't feel believable to me, and he had the choice to switch back to default mode, but he never. However, guys, my biggest negative with the movie is it just felt like a little bit of a letdown in the third act. The movie becomes very complex, tries to use metaphors and stuff here to explain things, and sometimes that can work for me, but sometimes if it's just going over my head, I'm just like, what are we doing here? It's all using like imagery to sort of explain things here and there, and sometimes I just can't get on board with that. This was one of them times. Unfortunately, I just kind of wish we could sort of got a simple kind of explanation, but there's a lot to unpack here. It didn't overly make sense to me. Some of it did, but it's also left open, and I think there's a lot more that needs explaining here, and I don't think Kane Parsons actually did that. I sometimes need answers at the end of my movies, and in the first two acts, I was fully invested, wanting to know what the mystery is, and by the end of the film, I don't think we quite got that. However, guys, this was a very exceptional debut from such a young director. I don't think I've ever seen a director this young be so confident with the camera. I mean, Sam Raimi maybe in Evil Dead, he was 21 when he done that. Kane Parsons at the tender age of 20. He's got a bright future ahead of him for sure. But there was some things about this movie that I just wish worked for me that didn't quite hit. But good luck to the guy. I'm sure he's going to do many, many more movies to come. I'm just going to go ahead and make this movie now, guys. I'm going to give Backrooms a 6 out of 10. If you've got any intrigue about this film and you think it looks interesting, maybe give it a shot, because I'm seeing a lot of people love this movie. Hey guys, hope you all enjoyed this review. What did you think of Backrooms? And please leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you all, I promise. Please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel if horror is your sort of thing. Thanks so much, guys. You all take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.